Remember, people, to paste everything. Hello, welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Chat About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,300 subscribers by Christmas Day. Can I do it? Who knows? But I do know for a fact that around 95% of you are not subscribed already, and you return. And of course, thank you to everyone who has joined me already. It looks like someone may just be getting fired from Jaguar. Yesterday, the images leaked. The concepts leaked, and we have seen them before the actual concept release that was supposed to have been happening in Miami yesterday. So I'd like to know how that got out, because I don't think that's going to go down very well. Now, naturally, of course, we are going to be having a look at the photographs. First of all, I'm just going to start by saying this. I think this looks pretty generic, pretty boring, pretty copy and paste. But we have to remember, whilst we are looking at these images, that these images are just concepts. They may not actually look like the actual cars. So we'll take a look at the images first, and make sure to stick around for the article, because that's very interesting. Okay, so as you can see, it's very pink, and I mean very pink. It's so lurid that my eyes can't barely look at it. I'm more drawn to the blue car, because the blue car actually looks better against the pink in the terms of visual appealingness, I guess you could say, even if that's not a word. But you take a look, it's boring, it's geometric, there's nothing interesting that's actually going on with it. So this is supposed to be a sharp new edge, a modern look, and it's supposed to be appealing to the younger generations. It's certainly not appealing to me, because it's very pink. Pink on pink just doesn't go together. But of course, we do actually have to remember that these are concept cars. They may not actually look like this, but I would say that a fair bit may actually go into the final design. I'm not a petrol head, so I don't know much about cars, but I do know what actually looks good. So this is the front of the car. So we've got hamburger lights, absolutely terrible in my opinion. And as you can see, we've got some sort of grille, which it would be similar to what I would think of a Rolls Royce to be. This concept of copy nothing, they're basically copying other cars that are on the streets already. And for some reason, we have no window on the back, so they would have to have cameras installed on this car. And as you can see, we've got a nice grille on the back for a good cookout. Now, it looks like to me that for some reason that the hood to the boot / trunk is really high up for some reason, and I don't know why people would actually use something that's high up, but maybe they will change that in the future. And they are going with this logo that you see here on the screen. Boring, plain, and it copies everything. So this is the side view of the car, and this is not remotely appealing to me. Now, if you actually like this, then that's absolutely fine. You can like the car. So that because they've removed the back window, they've got to put in cameras on the car, and they are going to be put in the Jaguar logo on it. This weird Jaguar thing, it looks terrible, to be quite frank with you. Now, here's one thing I will say. This looks like it is an airing vent on the back of an old box TV. So these colours to me conceptually look like they're going to be targeting 80s millennials for some reason, even though we were just children. This screams millennial to me. Most people can't afford a house. So why would people be able to afford Jaguar? In order to be able to afford Jaguar, there is a certain type of clientele. And to be honest with you, millennials, is this appealing to you? And Gen Z, if there's any Gen Z here, is this appealing to you? Steering wheel looks like you're going to actually be getting into a Formula One car and doing one of those instead. So yes, this copy nothing is essentially copy everything. That's what it feels like to me. Like I said earlier on in the video, I prefer the blue concept over the pink concept, but to be honest with you, because it's so boring, it's so 2D and so geometric, it's much like the cars that we have, every generic everyday car that we have today on the road. Got none of that quirkiness that the original Jaguars actually have. Vintage cars and the Jaguar and all of that is that they always have some sort of different shape. No two cars were ever really the same. It's only in sort of like recent years it's become very 2D. So Jaguar are trying to break away from it, and this is what they have come up with. The only thing that is potentially any different is the pinkness of the car, the brightness of the car. You don't see many pink cars on the road, but that's not necessarily a good thing. It's basically Barbie has found her car. Oh, go me, I'm a kitten with a whip. So I'm going to read you now an article from This Is Money. I'm not going to read you all of the article. Please do actually go and check out the link below where you can read all of it for full information. I've just pulled out the bits that are relevant to this video because it talks about some other things that aren't necessarily relevant to the video. So go and check it out after this video. Right now we're going to read the highlights and see what my opinion is, and let me know what you think too in the comments below. Jaguar's new electric Vision leaked hours before official unveiling. Concept car breaks cover and it's very pink. I concur, it's very pink. Now I like pink, as you can see behind me, it's very pink, but you got to break it up a little bit. Given Jaguar's contentious rebranding launched just over a week ago, in which it ditched its legendary roaring growler badge, introduced a new Jaguar typeface, and released an advertisement video featuring no vehicles, the concept will undoubtedly generate plenty of debate about the future of the British brand. Oh, for sure it's going to generate a lot of debate. Now, from what I've read, and I'll read it to you in a minute, but Jaguar seem pretty confident. The vehicle is purely a design vision concept, as reiterated by the manufacturer previously. It will not be one of the 3 all-electric cars it has promised to put into production starting from 2026. Instead, the concept offers a preview of the design language of these models when they hit the market, starting with a sleek 4-door GT model that could be showcased in around 12 months' time. Some of the design language may very well end up in the final design of the car, whatever that may be. But the thing is, my question is, these concepts, these visions that they're having, are they appealing to you? Have they got you hook, line and sinker? Bosses said last month that the brand's daring new electrified direction will be spearheaded by the words of the founder, William Lyons, who famously said a Jaguar should be a copy of nothing. And what we see before us is certainly like no Jag that's come before. Well, I don't think any Jag has ever been that bright pink before, has it? No Jag that's come before this has had boring geometric shapes. It's all had sort of distinctive style, which we all have come to know and love with the Jaguar. And it's just a shame that they feel the need to actually take away from that entirely. I would actually prefer it if they sort of amalgamated the two together. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Jaguar doesn't expect existing customers to like its rebrand. Bosses said during the car company's heavily scrutinized rebrand that they expect to lose the vast majority of Jaguar's existing customer base as a direct result of its new brand identity and switch only to electric vehicles. Managing Director Rawdon Glover told Mail Online, and this is Money, that 85% of future clients would be new to the Jaguar brand as it looks to target a much younger audience. Only 15%, around 1 in 7 of buyers from 2026 onwards, are expected to be existing customers. This is the scale of the transformation, he said. While optimistic about the brand's future, Glover also conceded that there is no plan B. If they've got no plan B and this goes horribly wrong, they're going to tank the business. That's what's going to happen. So there you go. They basically do not want the custom of their older generation, as most of their customer base is probably a lot older than I am in many respects, no offense. But from what I can get from this is exactly what they want. They want their old customers to leave and they want to bring in the newer customers. And I think that's going to be very difficult to get people on board with that. For sure, they're going to have a lot of their customer base leave when these cars are eventually released. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them had left already with the concepts being produced as they are, or even after that ridiculous advert. But basically they are looking at an 85% customer gain because they're losing 85% in their predictions. JLR design boss Jerry McGovern, who had previously penned the new Land Rover Defenders as well as the latest Range Rover and smaller Range Rover Evoque, added, "We are creating Jaguar for the future, restoring its status as a brand that enriches the lives of our clients and the Jaguar community." Discussing the new direction, McGovern has been unapologetic about courting controversy with the rebranding and restyling of Jaguar. "It will shock, surprise and polarize us," he said. "It will make you feel uncomfortable. That's fine. The world is not standing still." His aim was to amplify our unique British heritage in a modern 21st century manner. greener. Now, I can't speak for other people, but that advert didn't make me feel uncomfortable. It made me laugh. I didn't get it because it looked like a model parade, a modelling parade for something like Balenciaga or something like that. So I guess he was right about one thing. It did polarize me for sure. Jaguar last month gave an early preview of the four-door electric GT beginning in the early stages of its rigorous testing regime. Jaguar's next generation electric four-door Grand Tourer is expected to produce more than 575 bhp and have a battery range to cover in excess of 430 miles. Prices will start above £100,000, almost double the average cost of a new petrol or diesel Jaguar in 2024, and see Jaguar go head-to-head with heavyweights including the Audi e-tron GT, Mercedes EQS, Porsche Taycan and Tesla Model S. Well, to be quite frank, I think their biggest threat is probably Elon Musk. So 430 miles, so they want to go completely electric, so no hybrid involved in this. So they want to go greener because we have people who want to save the environment, which is great. That's absolutely fine. And I like the ideas and the concepts behind electric cars. However, there doesn't ever seem to be some sort of fail-safe for when electric cars actually lose their power. The amount of times I've been at work and I've had to go around an electric car because the electric car has broken down in the middle of the street because the battery has run out and they are waiting to be towed because they can't restart the car. Whereas my friend's dad has a hybrid, so when his battery goes, it switches over to petrol or gas, as you would say in other countries. So therefore, he's able to remain on the road and keep going. Now, obviously, by the time this video has dropped, they will have done their presentation of the concept cars. I'm looking forward to seeing what actually will happen with Jaguar in the future. You all know I'm here to report on the woke craziness, except for when we covered Doctor Who, although sometimes that goes crazy as well nowadays. That's what I think of the Jaguar concept, and I'm not overly impressed. The only really appealing colour is the blue one, but that's because it sits better against the pink. But remember, this may not actually go into the final car. We will just have to wait and see what they do. However, if that advert was anything to go by, I think we know what to expect. Chat about it, don't shout about it. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Please keep it nice down there. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Remember to paste everything. Bye-bye.